The American Nightmare Cody Rhodes has offered massive praise for fellow WWE star Rhea Ripley. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing what Cody Rhodes recently said about the former WWE Women's World Champion and someone who has reached the top tier level of WWE. Because when Cody Rhodes speaks, and especially does so in a positive, uplifting light, you better think that that is going to get back to WWE management. And when we talk about Rhea Ripley, she's already a superstar, but she is about to become a megastar if she has not already. Now, on a recent episode of his podcast, Cody Rhodes called the former WWE Women's World Champion a top-level star and one of the most compelling performers on the roster. He did so while speaking on What Do You Want to Talk About? And the 2025 King of the Ring winner did not hold back on his admiration for Rhea Ripley's work. His comments are a sign of the immense respect that Mommy has earned in the WWE locker room. He explained that he does not think the world truly understands how skilled Rhea is in the ring, and gave a very interesting perspective. He noted that every time that she appears on camera or on screen, whether that's in the ring or a backstage segment, it is a must-see moment. He said, I don't know if the world knows, and I'm sure they're finding out in real time, what she does, X's and O's wise. Every time she's on the screen is those moments like, geez, man, what a star, what a star. Rhea Ripley's journey to the top has been a dominant one. She first made history as the inaugural NXT UK Women's Champion before moving to the main NXT brand, where she captured the NXT Women's Championship. Since moving to the main roster, she has continued her historic run. Ripley is a women's Grand Slam champion, having held the Raw Women's World Champion, the SmackDown Women's Champion, the Women's Tag Team Championships. Her victory at WrestleMania 39 against Charlotte Flair is considered to be one of the greatest women's matches in the event's history. Rhea Ripley's career ascended to a whole new level of superstardom when she joined the heel faction Judgment Day. She quickly became a centerpiece and an enforcer for the group, a rare position for a woman in a male-dominated stable. Now, her on-screen dynamic with Dirty Dominic Mysterio has made them one of the most popular and entertaining acts in all of WWE. However, things change all the time in WWE. If you want a timeline, a time period, if you will, in regards to when Rhea Ripley's career in WWE took off, there's multiple jumping off points. There is, I won't lie. But I think if you really want to get down to it, you want to circle, okay, this was the crowning moment. There was a lot of things that leading into 2023 was. So, in my opinion, 2023 was the breakout year for Rhea Ripley. It was her moment to shine the brightest, okay? What happened in 2023 that really kickstarted Rhea Ripley going from mid-card, maybe an upper card talent to a main eventer? Well, her being in the Judgment Day, her being paired with Dominant Mysterio happened in 2022. But in 2023, that's when the group really found its groove. That's when they started to click on all cylinders. And she wins the Royal Rumble that year. She goes on a giant push. I mean, WWE got behind her in a big time way. And then they ultimately decided, hey, we're going to make you world champion. We're going to right the past wrongs, and we're going to have you beat Charlotte Flair for the women's title. Keep in mind, just a few short years before this, it was Rhea Ripley defending the NXT Championship at WrestleMania 36 in 2020. It was originally supposed to be taking place in front of live fans in a huge Tampa football stadium, right? Where the Bucks play. Obviously, COVID shut that down that year. They had to pivot. They moved WrestleMania into a two-night event, and they did so by having it hosted at the PC. Now, it's one of the worst WrestleManias you will see outside of the Boneyard match and the Firefly Funhouse match. But they had Charlotte beat Rhea that year, and it just killed any momentum that Rhea had. She was over in NXT UK, she was over in NXT, and she started to make the pivot towards a more punk rock persona, confident, physically dominant, and it really allowed her to become a true crossover star once she came back years later and beat Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania. The mommy nickname, it's caught on with mainstream audiences, making her one of the most recognizable and marketable superstars in the entire company, regardless of gender. Praise from a top star. A locker room leader like Cody Rhodes is the ultimate sign of respect, confirming Rhea Ripley is without a doubt one of the biggest stars in all of wrestling today. Now let's talk about recent. Recently, Rhea has undergone a lot of changes. In 2024, it was a year in which she feuded with Nia Jax, headlined Elimination Chamber in Australia. She worked Becky Lynch at WrestleMania, going over Becky Lynch, before being sidelined with a serious shoulder injury that resulted in her missing months of in-ring action and vacating the Women's World Championship. She then goes on a nearly year-long feud with Liv Morgan, and it was a home run. I mean, WWE absolutely crushed it with this feud. And so you go into January, the Raw on Netflix premiere episode, and you have Rhea go over Liv. You have a massive title change. It's a big freaking deal. And Rhea is back on top. But then Io Sky comes along. And WWE, they had positioned it very well. I was hook, line, and sinker. I thought we were going to be getting Rhea Ripley versus the Elimination Chamber winner in Bianca Belair at WrestleMania. It was a match the fans had been wanting to see. It was a match that Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair have pushed for. Ultimately, WWE opted not to do that. They opted to have Io go over Rhea. At the time, I disagreed with the call because I thought Bianca and Rhea was such a major match. In retrospect, I think WWE made the right call because you had a moment in which Io Sky really became a true main eventer. She was always pushed as a upper card type talent. She had obviously held the championship before on the SmackDown side, right? But this was different. It just felt different. It hit different. And the fans gravitated towards her and they accepted her. And it really made her a big time star. And so when they did the triple threat at WrestleMania, it really showed what fans had been seeing in Io Sky, which is, hey, this chick can go. Like, she's always putting on great matches. She has a ton of, charisma and persona. She's it. There's a lot to her being a top tier star. Like, if you give her the opportunity, if you open the door just slightly, she will make it count. She will make her moments, her matches, her segments shine the brightest. And that's what they did with her and Rhea on Raw. That's what they did in the lead up to Mania. That's what they did with the triple threat match at WrestleMania. There was a lot of big time moments. And when you have those big time moments and you can go out there and shine, WWE made a star of Io Sky when she went over Rhea Ripley on that episode of Raw. I mean, that was a career-defining, moment-defining, gimmick-defining type moment. And she absolutely crushed it. And you have to give her a lot of credit for doing that. So if you are WWE, if you're looking back on it, yeah, I think they made the right call. I think it all worked out. And I'm very curious, you know, Evolution 2, it looked like it was going to be a Rhea Ripley's time. It was not. They had Naomi go out there, cash in Money in the Bank. And now we're going to get a big time moment, right? We're going to get SummerSlam. We're going to get Naomi. We're going to get Io Sky. We're going to get Rhea Ripley. And Naomi being the Money in the Bank contract holder and going in there and cashing in her briefcase and winning that championship, it changed the Monday Night Raw division. It changed it in a lot of ways. So I'm very curious to see what WWE does next with Rhea. I don't think we'll get necessarily a title change at SummerSlam. I don't even think we should get it, but I'm curious to see who gets pinned and how the finish is. Do they pin Io? Do they pin Rhea? How do they go about it?